I need a fucking torch to clean it with. Grass-fed butter and some lemon salt.
Some of your THC syrup.
Oh god. Not medicated.
Hey, they said weed can fix anything now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll throw a little weed in there.
Hey yo, Black Conor McGregor. What you thought was probably a wallet was Bottega with a side of Veneta. I think big like my mama Valletta. Snuck my cousin out the Bahamas in the era. Now he raw than ever. Hop off the Carnival cruise line. Port of Miami. Y'all get extorted for juice. Mock just imported my family. You scary. I get the eye drop on a cherry. I let the Millie belly flop on your skelly. Feel me?
So typically this is y'all downtown right here?
Yeah, this is after our morning session. We usually, what time is it? 1:30. We'll go do our podcast at 4. So right now we'll usually lay down. I might play some Fortnite. Gotta get that in always. But yeah, this is my recovery room I'm adding to. Oh. Beetle, no. That's Tim's dog.
Yeah.
Mine don't do that. This is our ice bath. It's about 40 degrees. It's pretty cold. I'm gonna put a sauna. I just ordered a sauna. It's gonna go right here. This room's gonna be the recovery room. Got the Tim Tam chart machine. Got the marijuana, of course. The best recovery. The inversion table behind you. This thing's nice. Every morning, every night, just randomly through it the day. Just fucking feels good. So the living room, I'm gonna take out everything. I'm gonna put zebra mats. Shout out to zebra mats. They hooked me up with some sweet mats. I'm gonna put that out in here. Put a bookshelf right up here, going across. Put all those books up on there. Put some medicine balls, bean bags in here. I'm gonna get a projection screen so if we wanna watch the fights, throw it up on the wall. That's gonna be a sweet room. This is my gaming room. This is where I play Fortnite. That's where I Twitch. Got my gaming screen. Read the chat right there. Kush. Then Optic Gaming. Signed with them. They're a professional gaming team. Signed with them. They're super dope. I'm gonna go out to Texas in a couple. After the fights in LA. Tim and I are flying out to Texas to go meet a bunch of the Optic guys. So that's gonna be super fun. And then this room, this is my guest room. This is where Tim and his girlfriend are living right there. I'm gonna turn that into something sweet. Can't say though. And then this is where the magic happens. This is Big Dad's room. Not shit really happens in here though, so. It's hot out. Got the grill. My mom and dad are coming down in October. They're gonna put a sprinkler system and put grass in back here. I'm super excited about that because I want grass. I think grass would be nice out here. And the pool's super nice to... When I was in camp, I'd wake up in the morning, and it was in November, December, so in the morning at like 7, the water was cold. I'd jump in before I fought Terrion. That's how I started my morning. I'd jump in the water. Kush, you're crazy, bro.
I mean, most guys would probably prefer to get a massage by a woman. Yeah. Well, is that's totally legal? They always let the customer can discriminate.
Anatomy of a fighter following me around today, making a dope ass video. Go check out his page on YouTube. Bunch of sweet videos on there. So it's been about 5 months since surgery. I didn't do shit for a solid 2 months probably. I think that's why I recovered so well. Because I took off. I literally wasn't on my foot at all. I was just playing. But I think that's kind of why I fucked up my hip, sitting around too much.
Yeah, I feel that way about my knees, man. Just editing for 10 hours a day.
Dude, seriously.
Every day. How important is it to have like just hobbies and that, like extracurricular things to do to take your mind away from just fighting all the time, because that could be a drag.
Yeah, it's nice. I've always been into gaming, whether it's like before Fortnite it was Call of Duty, so I've always had something other than just fighting. But honestly, I don't know if it's really that, like, even when I'm just thinking about fighting, I don't know, it's nice to kind of not think about fighting sometimes. But even when I play, it's like a lot of my questions on here, a lot of the people that watch ask me about fighting, which is totally cool. I don't mind it at all, but I'm never really away from fighting, ever, at any point. What's your opinion on Conor McGregor? That one? My opinion on Conor McGregor. As a person, a fighter, or all around just Conor? As a fighter, I think he is fucking one of the best ever. As far as showing up to work and getting shit done and fucking, you know, one of my favorite performances of his was against Eddie Alvarez.
Got some fresh elk roast from Joe Rogan, baby. Get some fuel, get some big boners from this. We're from Montana, so my dad and brother kill elk and then send me some down. So try to eat elk and like wild game as much as possible. Shit's the best.
Generally, how many meals a day do y'all like to, balance yourselves out with?
On hard training days, we try to do 6. We try to just keep going, and like on days we don't train, we don't eat a lot of carbs. We eat mostly fats, but days we do train, we try to get some carbs right after we train because we have to train again, so we try to restore that glycogen in our muscles to get refueled for the next one.
Oh, fuck yeah, there you go. And daughter. Some fuel to get me through the rest of the goddamn day.
Seasoning it up.
Big old slab of elk steak.
Oh, I can just see all the vegans in the comments.
Antelope.
So what's the benefit of this machine?
Tim, you know the benefits?
Yeah, just lengthen out your backs and help take the pressure off all your discs.
Feels good as fuck. Just randomly throughout the day. Usually we do it every morning, every night, and then just kind of whenever. Like I took a nap and then I played, just game for an hour, so my back just was kind of in a uncomfortable position. And this just fucking feels so good.
And I've seen some of these books, a lot of nutrition books, a lot of reading up on health and things like that.
Yeah, like guys like Paul Chek, those guys, like, we're so lucky to be able to learn from those kind of guys. Those are like almost 60-year-old guys that are just chiseled up, super healthy, like clear skin, clear face. They talk super intelligently, and like those are the kind of guys I want to be like when I'm older. So I just try to like learn from those type of guys. And like,
is there any specific books that like are your favorites if you were to, give anybody tips on?
Probably the one I got now. It's called How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy by Paul Chek. That's probably the number one right now that I like.
Vito, what are you doing?
She looks at the camera, walks away like,
Now she's waiting for me to turn my back so
Yeah.
she can get that Achilles again.
the weak spot.
That little bitch latching on for a sec. Thunderbird or cactus?
For the podcast? Yeah. Cactus.
We're gonna film our second episode of the Timbo Sugar Show. Let's see how it goes. I don't think it's live. I think we're just recording them and then going from there. Tim on Instagram said, hey, if you guys want to use our studio, come on in. So we came in, did one episode already.
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
So let's see.
Definitely get started on your jiu-jitsu. And like Sean said, don't say, I'm gonna go twice a day, every day, because I want to be a fucking champion. No, like start a goal, start 2 times a week, start 3 times a week, and just stay consistent. Go in there with no ego. Like it's hard when you go in there and you get beat up by someone. You're like, oh fuck, man, I'm not made out to be a fighter. I got tapped out by this brown belt 5 times. It's like, no, that fucking brown belt's been training for 7+ years. Like it has nothing to do with you that you're getting tapped out. It has to do with your skill levels.
And if you're not getting tapped out, then you're not in the right place. Like we find places like Tanquino's gym. We go there Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pretty much, like I go there to get tapped out. I'm training with brown belts, black belts, going there knowing I'm about to get my ass whooped. Like that's just like going in there trying to win, knowing these guys have been doing jiu-jitsu way longer than me. I'm gonna get better. You get tapped out. It doesn't even suck getting tapped out anymore. It's just, you know, you're getting better. Like you feel that fire in you a little second. God, but it's okay. I got better. And like going to Tanquino's knowing that and having that mindset. That's how you should go to the gym, knowing like, okay, there's guys that are better than me. That's good. That's where you're supposed to be.
Back in the locker room for your last fight, T-Mobile Arena, main card of the pay-per-view, a huge fucking fight, and you're sitting there stone fucking cold. I could see it in your eyes how confident you were. We had some Tupac playing, literally saving all our energy for that cage, like getting rid of all those emotions that are unnecessary and not focusing on anything that we can't control. Because there's a lot of shit in fighting that you can't fucking control, and you cannot focus on that. And sports psychology and those books help with that a lot.
I see the same old. Always post selfies on the ground from an angle. A catfish, Hollywood devil, not an angel. Her bag is Chanel, but she drive with the Rango.
Yeah. Out of life forever, nigga. I'm that nigga in the city, quit asking questions online. I walk around in my town like I was Prince in his prime. I got him waiting in line, I sold out shows that you couldn't. You always say your shit poppin', but we don't never see footage. Damn, crazy I was rapping, I was hooping, and I'm still ahead. I'm on the island like Gilligan. Throw your girl my line and reel her in. Ain't nothing new, nigga, I been a man. Know she really nasty, but with you, she acting innocent. Baby girl, I can keep a secret, I promise. All the girls can vouch for me that I was sliding at Wonkas. They was hating when I started, now they saying be modest. Boy, where I come from, niggas don't make it through college.
Now that we decided that we're gonna step back.
Jab, body, uppercut 3-2, then long defense out. Yeah. Bang, 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 bang. Now you go on the wall.
The day is over, the night has just begun. Now we're gonna Tim and I live with me for the last couple months. They make the fucking best dinners ever. So I'm looking forward to that. See you guys. Bye. See you, Ivan. See ya. They move out August 16th though, so that sucks.
You back by your lonesome.
Back by my lonesome.
That's why you gotta get a girl, man. Consistent.
I got one. Got a couple. That's the problem. No, I talked to a girl in Vegas and then one here that I like, but they don't. I don't know.
You're dating, man. When you're young, man.
I like 2 girls at the same time. What's wrong with that? Cultural condition, we're not allowed to. But there's not anything normal about my life, so why can't I have 2 girlfriends? Shit.
How many years you been in Arizona? Was you born
4.
and raised out here?
Nope, I was born and raised in Helena, Montana. I lived there for 19 years. Then I moved down. I remember, it's weird, I remember the day I left. I was 19. I woke up at 6 a.m. or I left the house at 6 a.m. Drove 19 hours straight by myself with my car packed full of all my shit, moved down to Tim and Mariah's. Or they were living with Mariah's mom. So I moved down. That was pretty much I had met Tim. I came down to Arizona when I was 17 for 18 for 10 days to check it out. And I was like, damn, I need to be there. So I moved down. I saved up $2,000 and drove my car down, and then Tim and I ended up getting an apartment like 3 weeks after. Because Tim and I didn't really know each other too much. We only knew each other for that 10 days. So we didn't know how I was going to be living with each other. And I'd never lived with anybody but my fucking mom and dad. So I didn't know how to live with someone else and do all the dishes and laundry and all that shit. I had to learn it, obviously. But so that was cool.
Was it a culture shock when you first moved here, or was it just?
It was, yeah. The trees would trip me out. The palm trees, the hot heat. Because I moved down in April, so the heat tripped me out, and not having it snow was nice, super nice. And then going down, then I went to like Flagstaff, I think, for the first time. That was sweet. It's crazy how it's only like an hour and a half away or something. And the weather's completely different. It's like similar to Montana in a way, but it's weird how close it could be and be. I don't even think it gets into like the hundreds. That's something else.
Who slingshot?
Mine.
How often you drive it?
Every day. Usually I don't even drive this hardly ever. I drive that thing more than anything. It's considered a motorcycle here in Arizona, so you have to have a motorcycle's license. It's got a regular car engine in it, a Chevy Cobalt engine, so it's pretty quick, so it doesn't weigh too much, but yeah, this thing's fucking, this is pretty much what I drive. Even in the summer when it's hot as balls, I still drive it, just because it's so much fun.
What made you want to get it?
Well, I wanted to get I was just driving my Nissan. I got a 2006 Nissan right there. And I just made a bunch of money, so I was like, well, fuck, I'll get something. So I ended up getting this, because I'd seen a couple driving around, and I went and, I actually didn't even know how to drive a stick before I bought it, so I bought it and then drove it off the lot. Didn't kill it even the first time, I just knew how to kind of drive it, but yeah, so I had to get it. Now I kind of want one with a turbo in it, but I'm just going to keep this for a while.
Yeah. Hey. Shit crazy. Yo, hey, shit crazy, getting crazy, shit is crazy, I'm here for it. Get the shit up out the way, I got things planned. Murakami jacket, ayy, what we getting in? HB got me in LA when the plane lands. Baby, show me something I ain't never seen. Don't just give me anything, give me everything. Don't just give me anything, give me everything. Give me everything.
Woo! There's magic in the kitchen too.
If you Google articles, it was, but once I got over there, Dagestan was pretty
It
fun.
wasn't bad?
Nah, man.
Were you scared at first though?
No, I wasn't. I was a prisoner in a moment, and I just enjoyed it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'd have been nervous.
What is the dinner servings tonight?
We're gonna do elk, backstrap, and antelope, and sweet potatoes, and salad.
Always got me stocked up, so shout out to Atrium. Go get some Sugar Show OG. Right now it's only in California. They actually have some big ass plans to get it into Canada, Miami, Vegas. We're trying to get it in Phoenix, and I think they said Iceland or some shit, like some. So they're trying to get it out there. But I think it's selling pretty well in California right now. Everyone I've talked to that smoked it, they've loved it. So, but right here is this is called a Plenty vaporizer. You know, I guess it's smoking out of a bong. You get, it's a lot worse for you. Smoking out of a vaporizer, I'm trying to remember the health facts, but I don't know. I feel a big difference smoking out of a vaporizer and a bong. I have a CBD company that sponsors me. They're called Pure Kana. They just came out with some dog treats, and my dogs love them. Love those. They have CBD toothpicks. I really like those. They have the oils, the drops under your tongue. They have CBD gummy bears. Pure Kana, I think they're one of the biggest CBD companies in the country. So that's who I am sponsored by right now. They're awesome. They've been super good to me. So like before my fight, I was sitting in the back of the locker room by myself, just chilling. It wasn't too bad, but it was weird because usually before your fight, you're with your team. Here, come watch the fight. This is my buddy JJ. This guy, he's from Anatomy of a Fighter.
What's up, bro?
How are you?
It's like this whole fight was pretty high paced. I remember going backstage right before he walked out. I kept telling Terry, I'm like, Terry, you're too slow, baby. I'm too fast for you. You're not gonna be able to hit me. And then going into his corner after this round, they said, how you feel? He said, feel slow. I feel like anybody I fight, they're gonna they can know I'm fast. They can be like, yeah, he's fast. But until they feel it, it's a whole nother ball game. Like it's a feeling they probably haven't felt before. Look at this. He just can't even. Like, he probably didn't even really know what happened right there.
How did the whole Snoop Dogg shit come about anyway?
He was he's commentating, yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. He was commentating, and after the fight, before I watched it, I didn't know he said, I want to meet that kid. But right after the fight, I said on the mic, or not on the mic, I said, shout out to Snoop, and he had said, I want, one of his bodyguards came down and grabbed me, and I said, Snoop wants to see you. I was jacked. It was fucking. It's funny because like in an interview before, I don't remember where it was on, before the fight. I said I want to make Snoop Dogg want to meet me. Like I want to make him feel that with my fight. Like I want to meet that kid. I remember saying that in an interview, and then him saying that I want to meet that kid. So that was pretty cool. And then I said shout out to Snoop, and it all just worked out perfect. And his bodyguard came up, and we ended up smoking. In his trailer, like 30 minutes. It was crazy. It was like, cause I hadn't smoked for 2 weeks, quit because I wanted to pass the test. Just got a UFC contract, just knocked someone out, a sweet knockout, and now I'm smoking with Snoop. I was just high as fuck on life, it was fucking sweet.
This is elk and antelope and salad. and kombucha.
And sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Mm-hmm. Sugar doesn't appreciate his restaurant service.
Bullshit. Dude, I grabbed 2 knives instead of a knife and a fork.
From your, what's the difference between antelope, elk, and just regular beef? Like how can a person tell the difference?
Probably kind of the way it tastes, like, and they're just wild animals up in Montana, surviving in the mountains in the freezing winter, eating like real nutrients, real food, not depressed animals that are living in, like, you know what I mean, like factories that are just living in their own shit, depressed, and then you're eating the depressed meat off that animal.
Sorry, your daughter's cute.
Mm-hmm.
You bit me. Bad.
I think that's what fucked my foot up though. That's what like started to fuck my foot up. Cause every time I kicked it, it landed on my foot. God damn. Good shit.
And they get the victory. That was big for Charlotte Valley. He is stalking someone. Nice low kick there.
I felt all my teeps were hurting him. I feel like they were digging.
Now I think I'm really boxing.
You can tell, huh?
You know, I seem fairly carefree for the most of the time, but I'm incredibly self-critical. Very self-critical. I keep it together, but I'm very, very hard on myself, like on a regular basis.
Shoots on him. He had no idea it was your foot.
So when I look back, if I look back on anything I've ever done, mistakes I've ever made, paths that something that I put out that I didn't quite think, man, maybe I just waited 3 months before I released that, or maybe I should have, re-edited that blog post a couple more times before I put it online, or those things drive me fucking crazy. The shitty things that I've done have driven me crazy, but yelling at someone I didn't have to yell at them for, whatever. But the most important thing is always for all people to recognize that you're not who you were a year ago. You're not who you were 5 years ago. You're not who you were last week. You're who you are now, and this is the only shit you have control over. So you gotta regulate how much you dwell on regrets of the past. You really gotta be careful, because it's good to have a little. Because my regrets, whether it's things of professional nature or the very few regrets friendship-wise, which is one thing that makes me very happy. But there's life is strange. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of factors happening in life. It's way better to drive your car straight after you almost lost control on a turn. And then you get back straight, you're like, whoa. I'm not saying that you should go sideways around corners, but what I am saying is that there's a fucking yin and a yang to this world, man.